Hey Shana, saw your video. Oh, by the way, I love your t-shirt, Chicky. I might just have to take it. Yeah, it's an awesome shirt. And yeah, so I saw your video, and you asked me a question, and I was gonna answer it in an email, but I figured I had way too much to say for an email, and my fingers would get like all cramped up and arthritic and stuff, and that's not good because I have a test tomorrow. I need them. So I did a video response instead. And then I started it at like 4 o'clock and got busy. And the phone rang a couple times and it was all messed up and stuff. Then I had to go out and get groceries. You know, the food stuff that that some of us eat. Sorry. I'm bad. Okay. And anyway, so here I am 5 hours later. But I didn't forget about you. I promise. I just got busy with food. Okay. So do I think you've gone too far? Do I think you've gone too far in terms of, are you stepping out of line? No, I don't think so at all. Do I think that, I think I'm far more abrasive and far more aggressive with this whole recovery thing and the anti-inspo thing, and I don't think I've gone too far. Do I think that you've gone too far? I don't know. Like, if it's not something that you find value in, if it's something that's really upsetting you, if it's something that's bothering you a lot, if it's something you aren't enjoying, then maybe you need to take a break. You're not allowed to stop talking to me, but you can stop posting if you want. And yeah, I'm of the opinion that if you're advocating recovery and the main goal of recovery is happiness, and you're not happy yourself, or you're not at least working at being happy at some point down the road, then you're a crappy advocate for recovery. So if this is an obstacle to your recovery, then maybe you need to take a break for a bit. Maybe it is a bit far. I don't know. I don't know if that helps or anything. But oh yeah, the other thing, nobody understands pro-anorexia. I don't even think the people who are pro-anorexic understand it, because there is nothing to understand. Okay, like I said, or like you said, half the people out there have got to be not anorexic to be pro-anorexic. Okay, because if the numbers on YouTube are indicative at all of how many anorexics there are out there, then they're wrong. There were like 5,000 people who like subscribed to Thinspo. Okay, there are not 5,000 anorexics out there, because I go out on the street and I can't see 20% of the population is anorexic. So clearly the numbers don't match up. The other thing is, to be anorexic, you have to follow that pattern of behavior for at least 3 months. That's the DSM criteria. And after 3 months, I don't care who you are, you're done with that. You might not be able to get out of it, but you're not going to advocate it to people. So, yeah, there's nothing to understand. It's all backwards, completely backwards. And I was commenting to someone, saying to the tune that I always try to understand everything, because the less that I judge, the happier that I am, and I'm less likely to judge if I understand it. And I can understand what some people think is unthinkable. I can understand what some people don't even want to think about. I can understand the unforgivable, but I cannot, for the life of me, understand pro-anorexia. It drives me up the fucking wall, and it makes me want to blow my hair out. It's just, oh my god, I don't understand it either. And it that doesn't make me a bad person. It makes me human, and it makes me real. And it makes you human, and it makes you real if you don't understand it either. And it, at least for being honest about it, there's a lot more than a lot of people can say. And oh my god, like, someone was saying, please try not to judge my lifestyle of anorexia. I can't begin to point out the flaws in that sentence. You know, it's, lifestyle indicates sustainability, okay? People need food to sustain themselves. Or, you know, eating is conforming. No, it's smart. People eat so they survive. If conformity means survival, then the smart people do it. And, you know, and please don't judge me. Oh, okay, so you get to post pictures of people who are, some of them are only moderately overweight, and you get to post them nearly naked on YouTube and make fun of them. And I can't judge you for it when they're like maybe a fraction of a size bigger than me. No, some of it I take personally because they're not that overweight, and I don't know when overweight started being a bad thing. It's just as bad as being skeletal, and it's just, oh my god, someone said that overweight people can't fit everywhere. I'm like, oh my god, how overweight do you think I am? Like, it's I've never had trouble fitting anywhere except, like, in a suitcase. I don't understand. There's just so much that is not logical about it that it's okay not to understand it. It's totally okay. And please try not to beat yourself up about that. Maybe laughing about it's better. I don't know. But having said that, I'm also going on a vent/rant. I'm going to discuss people and their comments on YouTube. Okay. Which you're kind of getting to me a little bit too. I'm under the impression that nobody deserves a character assassination. And yeah, I will totally admit that I've gone and done things or said things like, you know, how do you live with yourself knowing that you just told a 13-year-old girl who's having a bit of a trouble at school because someone called her mildly chubby, and you just told her to puke up her guts to deal with it. How do you live with yourself? Yeah, I've said that, and frankly, I stand by that. I have also said, I'm eating M&Ms while I'm watching your Thin Spoon. It's the most liberating experience of my life. Yeah, I've said that too. Or I've said stuff like, I'm off to the grocery store. You might not have heard of it. Yeah, okay, I've said that. But I've never posted anything to the tune of, you're horrible, you should die, you're weak, you're fat, you're ugly. I've never posted anything like that. It's not something I would say to my worst enemy. I sure as hell don't need to say it to somebody I don't know. I think the one judgment that I made was to someone who said I was so ugly I should put a paper bag over my head. And I said you're pathetic or something like that. And I think that was less of a judgment I think that was less of a character assassination than like sound judgment. You're asking me. But whatever. So I don't understand people in their comments. They obviously need something better to do. Don't even get me started on like how much you need a spine if you are willing to insult people to their face, or insult people when you can't do it to their face. Whatever. I made a video and it was like tips to anorexia and bulimia, worst advice ever. And some of the feedback was kind of interesting. A lot of it was really awesome, but some of it was really interesting too. I thought it was so funny. I was pissed off, and somebody had gone and told someone that they weren't a good bulimic if they didn't cleanse after. And oh my god, don't even ask me what that means. I'm not getting into it. and so I decided I was going to post retarded tips on, like, for eating disorders, and they started it, slightly good to absolutely ridiculous. And I had a ball making it, and I really enjoyed it. And but like I said, the feedback that I got was kind of over the top. I got that I was a horrible person. And if you can conclude that based on 3 minutes of knowing